As we carry the light from the Christ candle, to the Advent wreath, let us carry the divine presence, the divine love and light on the journey through Advent, ever so gently, like Mary, ever so gently growing that presence, growing that light, growing that love. Slowly now, gently, let's take a deep breath in. And as we breathe out, just sink right down into the chair. And allow yourself to be still on the outside and still on the inside. And this is a sacred space inside where we are going. Breathe it in. Whatever you were doing this morning before you came here, breathe that out. The thoughts, the words, the feelings, let it go. Bring your focus inside your heart and go deeper into something more. This is a sacred space. Breathe it in. And whatever you plan to do after you leave here today, let it go. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. And return to your heart space. And go deeper into something richer. This is a sacred space. Breathe it in. Breathe out any hesitation. Breathe out any uncertainty. Just let it all go. And go deeper into something finer. This is a sacred space. Now imagine a cloud of beautiful, comforting light, and it's close by, it's right here. Now invite it to come to you. Here I am, come on in. Allow yourself to receive it. Allow yourself to receive it. And now you're standing inside of it, soft, gentle, comforting, reassuring. Feel this love all around you and allow yourself to receive it. Allow yourself to feel it. Ever so gently. Breathe in this divine love. Let it wash through you from head to toe. And imagine that you can wrap yourself up in this light and this love as if it were your favorite blanket, and it's all yours. Wrap yourself up in as many layers as you want. There's an infinite supply of it. You can have as much of it as you want. Divine love, divine light, always here for you, always ready and waiting for you, always inviting you to come within. And now allow yourself to be totally embraced and absorbed in this divine love and light. No thoughts are necessary. No words are needed. In the silence, allow yourself to experience something more, something deeper, something richer, something finer. You are deep inside the one power, deep inside the one presence in the universe and in your life. Here is your sanctuary of peace, wholeness, healing, prosperity, loving relationships. Allow yourself to feel that abundance and well-being. In this sacred space, envision what you need. Envision what you want for yourself. If it's physical healing, see yourself whole and complete. And be mindful of how good that feels. If it is financial abundance, see yourself enjoying whatever you need and want from that abundance. If it is a loving and loyal partner in your life, see yourself happy and excited to be with a special someone. See your ideas, your plans, your desires fulfilled and satisfied just the way you want. And enjoy how that looks. And savor how this feels. Now remind yourself all is well. Getting better every day in every way. Remind yourself, I am loved. I am one with love. Ever so gentle. Take a deep breath in. And allow yourself to recharge your body. Awaken your mind. Enliven your spirit. Now give thanks for this experience in whatever words you want to use. Give thanks deep within your heart. And take your time. When you're ready, take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, ever so gently, bring your consciousness back to this room. Feeling wonderfully revitalized and reconnected with your divine source. And so it is. So today we are entering Advent with hope. And the grace and gratitude of our Thanksgiving celebrations were perfect timing. Because that grace and gratitude are a wonderful lead into Advent. Because practicing gratitude helps us create a positive outlook. And from the positive perspective comes the hope. And today, on the first Sunday of Advent, the first candle lit in our Advent wreath symbolizes hope. Hope helps us look beyond the outer circumstances, beyond the appearances, and leads us to trust the indwelling Spirit, to inspire us to find good in the midst of all situations. Poet Henry David Thoreau, love that guy. He reminds us, it's not what you look at what matters. It's what you see. It's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see. And Eric Butterworth takes it a step further. In Practical Metaphysics, he writes, we've lived out at the circumference. We've lived out in the human experience. But with metaphysical insight, we realize there is a depth within us. There's something more involved in life. You can't actually understand life by appearances at the circumference, no more than you can really know who you are by looking at yourself in a mirror. There's always something more. There's always something deeper, richer, finer. Some of us at times, well, we have a prayer life, a meditation practice. It's on again, off again, maybe. Sometimes it's out at the circumference, as he says, out in the human experience. So we're busy putting in our time. We go to a small group gathering here or there. We participate in our church. We do our spiritual reading. But do we really understand what we're doing? Do we realize that to allow ourselves to experience God, we need to pause and put the book aside? We need to let the thoughts from those pages take us deeper into something more, something richer, something finer. Do we realize that to allow ourselves to experience God, we need to be still and listen to the words we're reading? Be still and listen to the message we're hearing. Be still and let ourselves go into something more. This is the example that Mary gives us during Lent. Becoming still and reflective, pondering all these things in our heart, trusting the source of all that is to lead us into the deeper, the richer experience of divine love. Poet Ralph Waldo Emerson says it this way: what lies behind us, what lies before us, are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. What lies behind us, our past. What lies before us, our future. Tiny, absolutely tiny matters compared to what lies within us, the divine essence. It can be 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. It can happen the moment we look out a window, we see the sunlight streaming through the trees. And of course, the beautiful thing about Florida is you can see the rain streaming through the sunlight streaming through the trees also. You don't get that up in Wisconsin. You can see the moon lighting up the clouds at night. Listening to the birds chirp and twitter and chatter away. Listening to a child laugh and squeal with delight. Looking at a picture of someone you dearly love. Or maybe someone you miss. Stay there. Stay there. Let yourself fall deeper into the stillness and the beauty of it. Let it mesmerize you for as long as it takes. and thoughts and words are not necessary. Simply let yourself slide into the peace and the joy of it. And that's how you drift into something more, something richer. And when it's over, thank God. Thank God for the very sacred, very intimate encounter. Back in the 90s, when I could walk a whole lot faster than I can now, I lived out in the countryside, and I walked down the country road between the woodlands and the farm fields, and the cattle were grazing out there in the distance, and the wheat was ripening by the road. Back then, God and I walked in a very special way together. There was a pace, a rhythm to my walking, something my body and nervous system could do all by themselves. And my mind and my heart went deeper into something more. I felt the presence with me, as real as if at any moment I could look to my left, I could look to my right, I could look behind me and somebody would be there. That's how real the presence felt. And letting go of thoughts, I welcomed in that presence, and something wonderful happened. I felt like I was walking inside a large bubble. The bubble was God holding me up. Oh yes, my feet were walking on the ground, but God and I, we were up in the air dancing and doing somersaults. And it was a deep, deep experience of that something more. That's something richer. And we know we don't have to go looking for God, because God's already always here with us. If being out in nature helps you become more aware of God's presence, then go there. On a lakefront, a beach, out in the woodland, out in the garden. And for those who like to drive off into the wilderness for several hours or a whole weekend, you know what I mean. Even if it's only sitting under a tree in your yard, or sitting next to a plant on your porch. We got the call. The call that says, come apart for a while. Come and spend some time with me. Let's go deeper. And from the way it feels inside of us, we know it's God calling. We know it's God calling. We don't have to wait for God to make time for us. We know God's right here, right now, all the time. If a certain time of day is better for you to find stillness, better for you to have time for yourself, then go with that. Honor that. We can't get it wrong, folks. We can't get it wrong. Desire and intention will get us where we want to go as long as we have some idea, some desire to go into that something deeper. Because out of the depths of that prayer life, out of the depths of that reflection and meditation and mindfulness and affirmations, out there we bring forth the gift and the grace of hope. And that hope helps every one of us get through every experience as an opportunity to give birth to more of the divine. To see the good, to see the blessings, to see the light and love of God already here in all people and all situations, no matter how they appear. So let's dig within. Let's connect to the consciousness of this divine that is with us wherever we go. So that, in the words of Eric Butterworth again, so wherever we are, God is. And like Mary, during this Advent season, Let's ponder these things in our heart until the divine presence within us reveals even more of the goodness in all that is, and lights up in us a deeper vision and a stronger hope for ourselves and for others. Namaste.